back in town. Diamond City. What?
Is Mayor McDonough telling the truth?
What are you looking at? Okay, we're back in town. We're back in Diamond City. There's Sputnik over there. And, Sputnik's going bye-bye. Sputnik with a hockey mask. That's odd. But I kind of want to find out what's up with that. Anyway, we're back in Diamond City. When we last left off, Cosworth was still standing on the stairs, insofar as Cosworth can stand on anything. And we just gotten a newspaper from Piper's newspaper stand. The Public Occurrences. Or maybe it's just called Public Occurrences. I don't know. Maybe it's the name of the letter. Anyway, I read it already, but unfortunately, Fraps ran out of recording space. So, let's read it again. The Synthetic Truth by Piper Wright. Okay. Next. Why is it down to next? That's like so weird to reach for. Noodles. We all eat them. We all love them. Can confirm. Do love them. And Diamond City's Power Noodles has supplied this sustenance for the past 15 years. From the stilted mechanical cadence of Takahashi's programmed Japanese, to the fragrant steam that wafts from each bowl, to the scalding tang of each delicious mouthful, the ordering and eating of noodles is but one of many shared human experiences. Or is it? I was struck by this very question as I sat at the counter of Power Noodles last Wednesday night, just after 5 o'clock p.m., enjoying a dinner I had so many times before. That's when I noticed our very own Mayor McDonough sidle up to a stool and engage in the very same ritual. Right hand extending, mouth opening, teeth chewing. Yes, eating noodles. The shared experience of almost every Diamond City resident. Okay. Compelling story. So it must have also seemed to the residents of Diamond City, nearly 60 years ago, on an uncharacteristically warm May evening, in 2229, as they sat around this very same counter. But that was before the days of Takahashi and his noodles, when the bar served not noodles, but ice-cold Nuka-Colas, frothy beers, and stiff shots of whiskey. The barman's name was Henry, and that night, he facilitated the shared human experiences of drinking, smoking, talking, and laughing. That is, until tragedy struck. Gotta say, not a terribly big fan of Piper's writing. Back to the story. There aren't many among us who are even old enough to remember that evening, although some of the city's ghoul residents certainly could have, had they not been forced to be removed thanks to Mayor McDonough's anti-ghoul decree of 2282. But there is one person among us who does remember distinctly the events of that evening, respected matriarch Eustace Hawthorne, who recounted her story in a Public Occurrences exclusive interview. "Oh, I was there all right. Sitting right at the bar, sure as you're sitting in front of me now, 22 years old or so, and just looking to have a good time. I was safe behind the wall, we all were, so what was the harm? And let me tell you, that Mr. Carter made it easy. He came into town earlier that day, said he was from out west somewhere. Didn't really matter. What did matter was his smile and his laugh and the way he'd make everyone feel at ease. That night at the bar, we all just sort of crowded around him. Everyone wanted to exchange a word or hear about the state of the Commonwealth. And Mr. Carter, he was all too happy to oblige. It was just so wonderful. Until it wasn't." Eustace continued her account of that evening, and the moment when things turned sinister and the truth about Mr. Carter was revealed. That's a hell of a run-on sentence, lady. "Well, we'd be drinking and carrying on what must have been 3 hours. Mr. Carter had 4 or 5 drinks in that time. He seemed a bit drunk, I guess, like the rest of us. Then something just sort of happened. He was smiling, but the smile sort of went from his face all in an instant, and then his cheek started twitching kind of funny. And I remember watching him, clear as if it had happened just yesterday. He reached inside his coat, took out a revolver, and then bam! He shot Henry, the barman, right in the head. Didn't hesitate, didn't show any emotion. Mr. Carter killed Henry as casually as if he were paying for a drink. But his cheek never did stop twitching, let me tell you. All hell broke loose after that." God, I hope she doesn't keep talking. I really am tired of doing that voice. What Eustace is describing is, of course, the infamous event known as the Broken Mask, when the people of the Commonwealth learned for the first time that the Institute, the shadowy scientific organization responsible for the creation of combat androids, had actually succeeded in creating a model so advanced it could effortlessly infiltrate human society. Seems like it'd make a good movie. Unbeknownst to the people of Diamond City, the Institute had somehow evolved their androids into true synthetic humans. Synths. Bloody frickin'... do I have to read it in her voice? After he shot Henry, that Mr. Carter shot 3 or 4 other people too. Like I said, all hell broke loose. The guards came running, they opened fire, and Mr. Carter, he kept shooting and throwing people around left and right. Finally, those guards put him down. Seemed like they had killed a man who flipped his lid, gone crazy, and he lay there like a dead crazy man, sure enough. God, it was horrible. But then we saw the plastic and the metal. This is one of them early synths, you see. And we realized it wasn't a man at all. It was then we all knew. The Institute wasn't just out there. The Institute was everywhere now, among us. It was never determined precisely why the synth known as Mr. Carter went on his killing spree. Some suggested he had somehow been remotely controlled by the Institute who wanted to test his combat effectiveness. Seems like a really shit way to test combat effectiveness. I mean, why'd you put it in an actual combat situation? I mean, really. Based on the trek I had over here, those aren't exactly difficult to come by around here. Still, others felt he had simply malfunctioned, a hypothesis supported by the twitching cheek, and was never meant to kill anyone. But at that time, the why hardly seemed important. What mattered was that the humans of the Commonwealth had been truly infiltrated by an organization whose intentions and motives were, and still are, a complete mystery, using a model of synth even less advanced than the ones the Institute has in service today. I don't know what you guys are worried about. The ones in service today are kind of crap. Which brings us to Noodles. I say that, and yet I had such a hard time on that mission. Granted, it was because I was an idiot and kept killing myself by standing right where something blew up or standing in a rocket exhaust, but you know, that's neither here nor there. You can't prove anything. Not like there's video evidence. Specifically, the noodles consumed by Mayor McDonough last Wednesday night in the same spot that Mr. Carter the synth went haywire and mercilessly killed several people. After spending hours sharing an experience that people of Diamond City assumed was reserved for members of the human race, they were wrong. Are we? Is that... Are we? Or are we? Like, are we wrong? I don't know. So, let me get this straight.
Pay your copy of the public. We expose the truth behind the
Let me get this straight, okay? Piper thinks the mayor... Codsworth, I'm gonna tell this to you. Thanks. Fine. I'm just gonna keep speaking to the spot where you were just standing, okay? You know? Deal with that. Codsworth, you're an attentive listener and standing right here. So, the thing is, the article is implying, not too subtly, that Mayor McDonough is a synth, is a Terminator, and that the evidence for this is because he sat in a chair and ate noodles, and so did a synth. I mean, I'm not exactly in the business of making much sense most of the time, but that right there is a little bit out there. Alright. So, that out of the way, where were we going? Data. Quests. Story of the century. Oh, find information about Sean. Story of the century. You know, she's a reporter. She's gonna know things. Piper's gonna know things about where I might find Sean. Actually, here's one thing I want to do. I'm going to turn the dialogue camera back on. Okay. Just cuss.
Is the Institute spying on your home?
Probably.
Read the public. Find out.
I mean, hey, at least they're not the NSA. Hello, NSA. How are you? I know you're listening. Talk to Piper. Okay. You with the hat.
Glad you dropped by. You holding up, Blue?
Blue? Why are you calling me Blue?
Cause you're a vault dweller? I know you're not wearing a blue jumpsuit right now, but the Pip-Boy and that fish out of water look... Dead giveaways.
Oh, so I'm not the
here's
only one.
Deal. I want an interview. Your life story in print. I think it's time Diamond City had a little outside perspective on the Commonwealth. You do that?
Outside perspective of what?
I'll tell you what.
Like,
I'll come with
48
you.
hours?
Watch your back while you get used to the world above ground.
What kind of interview is this going to be? What kind of interviews are there for this to be? So, yeah, sure.
All right, Piper. I'm in.
Good. Let's get down to business.
To
I
defeat
know you're from a vault.
the
How would you
Huns!
describe your time on the inside?
Me and 1,000 guinea pigs. See, the thing is this going to come off as sarcastic as in I'm making a joke, or sarcastic as in I'm an asshat? I don't know that.
Speak up, I couldn't hear you.
Piper, shut up. Okay? Seriously. When I'm sitting here, I'm debating my response, okay? I'm talking to the nobodies who... Nobodies? Sorry, I just insulted my 2 viewers. To the nobody who want... There's no good way for me to say that. Forget I said that. I'm shutting up.
My family and I were frozen. I didn't spend much time in the vault.
Wait, they boxed you up in a fridge?
More or less.
The whole time? Are you saying you were alive before the war?
Yes, this!
Behold, I am immortal.
You know, I guess you kind of are, aren't you?
Yeah, every time I die, I come back.
Oh my god. The man out of time. So, you've seen the Commonwealth, Diamond City.
A Time
How
Lord.
does it
Lived for
compare to
over
your old life?
200 years. I'm having too much fun blowing things up. I haven't really been blowing much up, honestly. Don't have an explosive weapon. Yeah, this is sort of... Yeah, this is accurate and not too insulting.
Can you even compare the two? The world out here? It's not even close to the one I left.
Feeling a
I
little
had a shiny
homesick, are
TV.
we? Can't say I blame you. Now I already know you're looking for your son, Sean. Do you
Yes.
suspect the Institute was involved in his kidnapping?
As good a group to suspect as any. Well... Sure sounds like they might be. It's either I don't know or sure sounds like my...
Sure sounds like they might.
I
be.
suspect
Not even
them.
a baby is safe from them. And people wonder why I can't just look the other way. For the last part of our interview, I'd like to do something different. I want you to make a statement to Diamond City directly.
Print,
Threat
hello
of
world.
kidnapping is all but ignored in the Commonwealth. Everyone wants to pretend it just doesn't happen.
I'm
What
done.
would you say to someone out there who's lost a loved one but might be too scared or too numb to the world to look for them?
Get a gun, get a bunch of friends. Yeah, well, this pretty much sums up my philosophy on this.
Find who's responsible and make them pay. Simple as that.
I'll take anger over apathy any day. Good quote.
Okay,
Thanks,
I guess Codsworth
That's
disliked
everything.
that. Sorry, Codsworth, but
It's gonna take
That's
some
kinda my
time to put
plan.
this all together, but I think your story is gonna get done.
like I said, avert your eyes.
Look, about your son. I didn't know if you were on the up and up before. Didn't want to waste my friend's time, but I think he can help you. His name's
Hey,
Nick
cool eyes, right.
Valentine, detective extraordinaire. Got an office here in Diamond City. Just look for the neon sign with the heart in it.
Heart, like Valentine. Thank you.
Thanks, Piper. I'll talk to him.
He'll like you. He's got a soft spot for the hard luck cases. Anyway, I agreed to come with you, right? Watch your back. Just say the word when you're ready. I can't wait to see where the story goes next.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, Codsworth! I don't care if you disliked it, buddy. Get out of my face. Huh? You wanna go? You wanna go? Huh? Huh? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Okay, look. You might not get the whole revenge thing, but it's kind of my MO. Someone hits me, I hit them back.
Never thought a reporter
that's
could
nice.
consider themselves a success until someone threatened their life. Me? I'm very successful.
I don't think Codsworth quite gets it, but anyway, look, Codsworth, no offense, but this is anything like real Boston with maniac drivers. I mean, sure, there's no cars, but I might need someone who knows the area a little better than you.
Anything I can do to lighten the load, or, you know, if you need anything proofread.
Nah, hold on.
Most folks are just looking for a hand. All we gotta do is offer.
Cool.
Piper.
Heading my way?
Yeah,
You sure you want to travel
let's
with
just
me?
make sure.
It's that, or get back to writing the paper. I guess the paper can wait.
Hey, well, you know what? Not my job.
Sure. Let's go.
Will do.
Miss Wright, I trust you'll do your best to put the safety of my master before your own personal gain.
Of course, Codsworth. Jesus. Lucky for me,
I was about to
things
ask.
go hand in hand.
I was about to ask exactly why she knew Codsworth's names, and I realized I was just talking to him for about 5 minutes, so... Yeah, I'll send you back home. Codsworth's going to Sanctuary Hills. Is he actually, or is he just going to teleport?
What
No,
they use you for?
I guess he's not teleporting. Okay. See ya, Codsworth. It's been fun. You wanna not block the door? Thank you.
I think someone was using this as a trash can.
That is unfortunate. There we go. What is it with the doors and, like, if someone goes through a door, I can't use that door for a good couple of seconds, and I'm getting really kind of tired of that.
It's big, loud, full of corrupt officials and brown-nosing citizens, but it's home.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll give you that. Okay.
Anyone is one of those things. It's
Everyone in this city is jumping at shadow.
Oh, wow.
Chill out.
Hey, how about I introduce you to my confidential informant? Oh, don't be left alone. Thank you.
I ain't telling you how to pick your poison. Piper's some kind of trouble.
Whoa, way too many people are talking to each other.
Sorry, but
Hey, Japanese robot.
he's out. Takahashi told me everything. Web of lies, gone. I mean, I bet your name's not even blue, is it?
Technically, no. But considering that I've decided to give you the call sign Jazz Hands, it doesn't really matter, based on, like, how ridiculously hand-wavy about-y you are. I mean, really. It's very 11th Doctor. Speaking of which, as long as we're assigning... Oh, you're not Codsworth, I don't think. You're a different robot. I almost said droid. Speaking of which, my call sign is going to be English, because of my awesomeness at putting together sentences while I'm talking. And if you've watched the rest of this Let's Play, I mean, if you suffered through it, because frankly I'm not very good at Let's Playing yet, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go here. Where am I going? This bloody stupid map. Okay. Yeah, got it. Here we go. It's in here, it looks like. Yep, heart. Valentine Detective Agency.
Told you your luck wouldn't last forever. His
Okay.
ties. Oh, Nick.
Excuse me?
The bills.
Nick home?
Something wrong?
Another stray coming in from the rain. Afraid you're too late. Office is closed.
Okay. I kind of doubt it. Yeah, let's try this. I don't think my charisma's high enough,
I
but
know you must be
might
busy,
as well try it.
but I won't take much of your time, miss. It's important.
You don't get it. The detective, he's gone. Missing.
Nick is
Oh, okay.
missing. What has he gotten himself into this time?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have any idea how I could find him?
He disappeared working a case. Skinny Malone's gang had kidnapped a young woman, and he tracked them down to their hideout in Park Street Station. There's an old vault down there they use as a base. I told Nick he was walking into a trap, but he just smiled and walked out the door like he always does.
Okay. Yeah, who's Skinny Malone?
Who's this Skinny
Not
Malone?
a shady name at all.
I don't know much about him, but he's from Good Neighbor, and that means he's in the well-pressed suits and machine gun school of thuggery.
Okay, so he literally is an old-timey gangster. And what's Good Neighbor? Because I somehow doubt it's related to State Farm.
You said Malone's from Good Neighbor?
Yeah, it's a tough neighborhood. Northeast a ways. People with power there care about two things: style and body count.
Got it. Legitimate gangsters. Alright, well, I'll find him.
I'll find him. You have my word.
Thank you. Nick should be easy to spot. He's always wearing that old hat and trench coat getup. Please, hurry.
Hat and trench coat. Classic. Alright. Jewel of the Commonwealth completed. Okay, that's where they sleep. Where someone sleeps, where Nick sleeps, I guess.